Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to see one previous year GATE numerical. This numerical was asked in GATE 2003 for 4 marks because they have given common data and they are asking 2 questions, each question of 2 marks. Now let us understand this question. The question is the overall gear ratio in two-stage speed reduction gearbox with all spur gears is 12. Now here overall gear ratio is given. Overall gear ratio is 12 and there is a two-stage speed reduction gearbox. It is a two-stage speed reduction gearbox. Now the input and output shafts of the gear are collinear, means input and output shaft will lie at the axes are collinear, right? That we will see. The counter shaft, which is parallel to input and output shafts, has gears Z2 teeth and pinion Z3 is equal to 15 teeth. To mesh with pinion Z1 is equal to 16 teeth on a input shaft and gear Z4 teeth on the output shaft respectively. See, Z1 is input and final Z4 is output. Z1 will come into contact with Z2, that is first gear will come in contact with second gear and third gear will come in contact with fourth gear, and gear 2 and gear 3 are lying on same shaft and the axis of first gear and fourth gear is collinear. This is the mentioned here. On the output shaft respectively, it was decided to use gear ratio of 4 with module 3 in first stage. In first stage, gear ratio is 4 and module, let us say M1 in first stage, M1 is equal to M2 is equal to 4. That is module of gear 1 and module of, because 1 and 2 are in mating. For mating gears, module is always same, which is 4. Sorry, 3. Module is given 3. Right, in first stage, module is given 3 mm. Then, in the first stage, okay, and 4 module in second stage. In second stage means, in second stage, gear 3 and gear 4 are in meshing. Therefore, module 3 is equal to module 4 is equal to 4 mm. Now, first question is number of teeth on gear 2 and gear 4 are. Here we have to find number of teeth on gear 2 and gear 4, and second question is the center distance in second stage is. Now my dear students, if you read this question carefully, this is a special type of gearbox, that is, it is a epicyclic gear train. Epicyclic gear train, and this gear train you are going to learn in detail in theory of machine subject. There are different types of gear trains. There is a simple gear train, compound gear train, epicyclic gear train, planetary gear train. Now all these gear trains you are going to learn in theory of machine because this syllabus is included in TOM subject. But my dear students, you must understand that this is a epicyclic gear train and the question can be solved with the help of machine design concepts also. That's why I have taken this question, but I have not explained you epicyclic gear train. In this question only, in just 2 minutes I will explain with the given data. See, there is a gear 1, let us say this is a gear 1 which is in contact with gear 2, means there is a direct meshing of gear 1 with gear 2. This is a gear 2, and let us see side view. If I check side view, they will look like this. Here it is a gear 1 which is in contact with gear 2, and this is the first stage, right? And here it is the axis of gear 1, it is the axis of gear 2, right? Now there, and for gear 2 and gear 3 there is common axis. On the same axis there will be a gear 3 like this, but gear 3 is pinion. They are saying gear 3 is pinion, gear 2 is, means gear 3 will be less of smaller size than gear 2. Therefore on the same shaft you will find gear 3. This will be the gear 3 inside gear 3, means on the same axis here, on the same shaft of gear 2, there will be a gear 3. If I see side view, the gear 3 will look like this. Gear 3 will look like this, and same shaft, right? This is a, here it is a first, second and third, and in contact with third there is a gear 4, right? There is no contact between gear 1 and gear 4, but in contact with gear 3 there is a gear 4, and the axis of gear 1 and gear 4 is collinear. Means, see, if I draw this, this is a gear 4 which is in mesh with gear 3. Gear 4 is in mesh with gear 3 like this. This is your gear 4, right? Inside view it is in contact with gear 3 only. 4 is in contact with 3 only, but the axis of 1 and 4 is same. Same means collinear, not same, collinear. This is the axis of 1 and 4 which is collinear, right? Now distance between, center distance between both gears, that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is same. That is center distance between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is same. Here what is arrangement? 1 is meshing with 2, and on the same shaft of 2 there is a gear 3, and in contact with gear 3 there is a gear 4. Such type of gear train is called reverted gear train. My dear students, make a correction here, not epicyclic, it is a reverted gear train. Epicyclic gear train is nothing but there is a sun gear, planetary gear arm, there is a arm in epicyclic gear train that you are going to learn in theory of machine. It is called reverted gear train. Reverted gear train. Also this is a special case of compound gear train. Reverted gear train is a special case of compound gear train, right? In which the center distance between first stage and second stage is same, and first gear is in mesh with second gear, and on the same shaft of second gear the third gear is lying. That means the speed of 2 and 3 will be same because they are on same shaft. Here very special case is the angular speed of 2 is equal to angular speed of 3, therefore rpm of 2 is equal to rpm of 3, 100%. This is a special case, and the axis of first shaft and fourth shaft are linear, not same, only linear, right? Now this question we have to solve. Now overall gear ratio is given. Overall gear ratio means that is the speed of first divided by speed of last. Omega 1 divided by omega 4 is called overall gear ratio, which is given 12. It is called gear ratio which is 12 given, right? And gear ratio in first stage, gear ratio 1 in first stage means omega 1 divided by omega 2, this is given 4, as well as module of 1 and 2, because they are in mesh the module must be same. Module of 1 and 2 is given 3 mm, and module of 3 and 4 is given 4 mm, right? Now again number of teeth on first gear, Z1 is given, number of teeth on first gear Z1 is given 16 teeth. Then number of teeth on second gear need to be calculated. Number of teeth on third gear is given 15 teeth, and number of teeth on fourth gear need to be calculated, right? Now here I am erasing the question. Again center distance need to be calculated. Here I am deleting the question. Note down this question so that we will find the answer. We will get space here for solution. Now here let us solve this question. See my dear students, this omega is nothing but angular velocity, and we can write omega is nothing but 2 pi n upon 60. Therefore angular velocity omega is directly proportional to n, right? Therefore we can say omega 1 divided by omega 2, which is nothing but n1 divided by n2, and this is given as 4, right? Again from power equation, power is nothing but 2 pi nt upon 60, and power is constant. Therefore can I say power is directly proportional to n and t. T is a torque. Here T is a torque, right? Therefore as n increases torque decreases. Definitely for power to be constant as speed increases, torque is decreasing, right? Therefore, N and T are inversely proportional, torque and power are inversely proportional, right? Therefore, instead of this N1 divided by N2, instead of this N1 divided by N2, we can write T2 divided by T1, and T1 and T2 are the torques of gear 1 and gear 2, right? Again, torque is nothing but tangential force into radius. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to radius. Means as torque is increasing, radius must increase, right? Therefore, here the torque ratio, that is T2 divided by T1, we can write as R2 divided by R1, right? Therefore, here we can say, here the torque ratio can be replaced by radius ratio. Therefore, N1 divided by N2 is equal to T2 divided by T1 is equal to R2 divided by R1, which is nothing but D2 divided by D1, diameter of second gear divided by diameter of first gear, right? And we have seen this module is nothing but diameter divided by number of teeth. Module is nothing but diameter divided by number of teeth, right? Therefore, this diameter is equal to module into number of teeth. Therefore, as diameter increases, number of teeth also increases. Therefore, this diameter ratio D2 divided by D1 can be replaced by Z2 divided by Z1, Z2 divided by Z1, that is number of teeth ratio. Therefore, similarly, we can write here D2 divided by D1 is equal to Z2 divided by Z1, right? Now, by using this relation, means we can finally say the speed is inversely proportional to number of teeth, or the speed is always inversely proportional to size, and the size of gear is specified by torque, radius, diameter, or number of teeth, right? Now, therefore, we can write N1 divided by N2 is equal to Z2 divided by Z1. From this, Z2 is equal to N1 divided by N2 is 4, N1 divided by N2 is 4, and into Z1, Z1 is given 16 teeth. Therefore, Z2 is equal to 64 teeth. Number of teeth on second gear are 64. Now, first thing we have calculated, that is number of teeth on second gear, Z2 is 64. Here I will write Z2 is equal to 64 teeth. Now, let us go for calculation of number of teeth on fourth gear. Now, my dear students, as we have written here, N1 divided by N2 is equal to Z2 divided by Z1, because between N1 and N2 there is a contact, means they are mating gears. First gear and second gear are mating gears. Therefore, the speed ratio is inversely proportional to the number of teeth ratio, right? Now, here the second gear and third gear are on same shaft, means the rotation of shaft is equal to rotation of Z2 or 2 gear and is equal to rotation of 3 gear. Therefore, definitely we can say N2 is equal to N3. And what is speed ratio is in third stage, that is we can say N3 divided by N4. Gear ratio N3 divided by N4 is nothing but Z4 divided by Z3, because 3 and 4 are in mesh. Therefore, we can write N3 divided by N4 is equal to Z4 divided by Z3. Now, my dear students, our target is to find this Z4. We need to find this Z4. Therefore, if I write like this, see here, N1 divided by N2 into N3 divided by N4, then it will become N1 divided by N2 is nothing but N1 divided by N2 is nothing but Z2 divided by Z1, instead of N1 divided by N2, Z2 divided by Z1, into, instead of N3 divided by N4, Z4 divided by Z3, right? Now, therefore, but my dear students, N2 and N3 are same, therefore it will become N1 divided by N4 is equal to Z2 divided by Z1 into Z4 divided by Z3. Now, overall gear ratio, which is given as 12, is nothing but angular velocity of first divided by angular velocity of last, that is fourth, which is nothing but N1 divided by N4 we can say. Therefore, N1 divided by N4, which is overall gear ratio, is given 12. Therefore, 12 is equal to Z2. Just we have calculated. Z2 is 64 divided by Z1 is 16 into Z4 divided by Z3 is given 15. Now, in this equation, only Z4 is unknown. Solve for Z4. We will get Z4 is equal to 45. Therefore, number of teeth on fourth gear, Z4 is equal to 45. Now, look at the option. If you see the option, for first question, option A is correct. For first question, option A is correct. Right. Now, once you calculate all the teeths, let us find center distance. Now, center distance for both stages is same. Center distance for both stages is same. Right. Now, see, center, they are asking center distance for second stage. Means center distance between 3 and 4. But my dear students, it is equal to C1 also. That is center distance between first and second stage. Now, let us find for second and first, you observe these things, right? For second stage, that is 3 and 4, center distance formula, that is, the center distance is nothing but, can I say, radius of 1 plus radius of second, or R3 plus R4. For second stage, it is R3 plus R4. For first stage, it is R1 plus R2, right? And we know that diameter is equal to module times number of teeth. Sorry, number of teeth, we are using Z letter. Diameter is module times number of teeth. Therefore, radius will be mz divided by 2. Therefore, instead of R3, we can write m3 z3 divided by 2 plus instead of R4, m4 z4 divided by 2 is equal to, instead of R1, m1 z1 divided by 2 plus R2 is m2 z2 divided by 2, right? M3 and M4 are same, which is given as 4. Therefore, here 4 into Z3 we have calculated 15 divided by 2 plus M4 is also 4 into Z4 is 45 divided by 2 is equal to M1 is 3, Z1 is 16 divided by 2 plus M2 is also 3 because they are mating years, and Z2 is calculated 64 divided by 2. Now check this answer. This is nothing but center distance, and if I check this answer, the center distance we will get equal to 120 mm for both, right? Such type of gear train is called reverted gear train. It is a special case of compound gear train that you are going to learn in theory of machine. Now, therefore, for second question, look at the option. Option B is correct choice. Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see one more numerical on gear design.